I'm busy with my camera, okay? Don't make too much noise.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can I take the camera?
Not now, Papa.
Huh?
Not now. I'll call you later.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye, baby. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another weekly vlog. So, today is day 1 of a 21-day lockdown because of COVID in South Africa. So, it's Friday, the 27th. It's Friday the 27th of March, and the time now is 5:30 in the evening. I have not read anything all day, and judging from my previous vlog, I let you guys know that I finished Sing Down the Stars by Noreen Dorman, and I was gonna start a book. I'd choose whatever book last night, which was Thursday night, and then I would read a bit of it, and then it would form part of this week's reading vlog, which is exactly what has happened. So if you saw that vlog, you will realize that I picked 3 books last week and I only managed to read 1, and I almost want to say part of that is because that book was just a bit much for me, so I just wanted to switch up the genres with my this week's picks, actually 2 picks. So with this week's picks, and I have not touched those other 2 books that I meant to touch last week, and I have no appetite for them, so I will not be consuming them this week either. I chose 2 different books, and I think these books are going to keep me captivated. And I think what my mistake was is that I was trying to get through all the publisher books that were sent to me, so as much as possible, and at some point I really started craving something different, so that's why I put a pause to that. Instead, last night I picked up My Sister the Serial Killer by, if I can say her name properly, Oyinkan Braithwaite. So that's that, and I'm only on page 12 or page 13, about to start page 13. So far it seems like something that's going to be quite intriguing. It's crime thriller. I'm sure you haven't seen any of this on my YouTube, but I think the only crime/thriller that I ever did review over on my blog, www.vuvuvenareads.com, is Gone Girl. And aside from that, I'm really not one for this genre. I don't consume a lot of it. I'm not saying it's not worth consuming, but it's really not something that I go for. However, I was very intrigued by this book when I saw a few reviews on it last year, and the fact that it was part of the Women Prize for Literature. Yeah, it was shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Literature last year. I knew I had to get it. I don't know much about the author. I do think she's African though, and the book itself is set in Lagos, or rather the few chapters that I've read are occurring in Lagos, and it seems like a very intriguing storyline, which I cannot wait to get to the crux of it. So like I always say, page 50 is where I decide whether or not I'm enjoying a book, but right now it seems like one sister, I think the name of the sister is Ayola. Ayola has a problem. She kills the men in her life, is what it seems like, and she's just killed man number 3. This is where the story starts, and her sister has had to clean up after her. I don't know if she's been cleaning up after her with the last murders as well, but I guess I'll learn that as I go along. So I don't know much about this book yet. Like I'm saying, I'm on page 13, but I'm very interested to see how it goes, and it's definitely a different type of book compared to Sing Down the Stars, which is something that I am learning I need balance. I need to read YA, and then I need to read something that's almost contemporary or along those lines. So I'm very grateful that I have picked this up, and I am going to indulge in this tonight as far as I can go before I get drowsy. I'm trying to not be distracted by booktube, because suddenly or off late I've been wanting to consume a lot of booktube and YouTube for my other channel. I don't know why, but it's really become, last week it was a big major distraction with my reading, so I'm gonna try tonight to not go on to YouTube and rather consume as much of this as I can. It is let me see. Oh, here's something about the author. She is a graduate of creative writing and law from Kingston University. She's published some short stories and anthologies. She's also self-published some of her work. She was shortlisted for the top 10 spoken word artists in Echo Poetry Slam. This is her debut novel. Oh, great. And she is a Black author. She looks gorgeous, by the by. I don't think you guys will be able to see that. She really looks absolutely stunning. I still don't know where she's from, so that's not apparent in the lower bio blurb that they did. But this is, I'm wondering what I was looking for. Okay, so let me see. Okay, there's an interview with the author. So this is 226 pages long. The actual book is 226 pages long. So that's book number 1 that I've picked up for the week. The second book I've picked up is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. This is not anything new to anybody. I don't even think that after the series I've got much to explain, except that I listened to some bookish podcasts a while back that didn't rate The Testaments, which is a sequel that came like more than 20 years later to this book. They didn't rate it. They thought that it was one of those fillers that happened just because I guess the opportunity was there to do a sequel, and that's what the author did, as far as I can gather from what that podcast and the group of people that were discussing The Testament had to say about it. However, this was a very intriguing story for me in terms of the series. I did watch the entire series, and I wondered to myself how Margaret Atwood had put this world together on paper, and I'm always a fan of paper more than of the cinema type of feel. So I'm really going to go into this as though I know nothing, and hopefully I will learn a thing or two of what she was trying to create, because I do know series end up, especially series as opposed to like movies, series do end up taking a life of their own. So I'm not sure how this is truly going to go, but I am looking forward to it. And this book over here is actually, I didn't realize firstly just how fine print it is. Can you guys see that? And even the line, like the space in between the lines, is so tiny. I'd rather they had made the book bigger than they'd done that. I don't like reading pages and words that seem cramped. It gives me a little bit of anxiety, but that's okay. I will survive. This is 326 pages long. I'm just trying to see something here, because sometimes, you know, we count the acknowledgements, but this is 326 pages long. So between these two, I think I'm covered for the week. And let me go and indulge in my sister, the serial killer. It's Friday after all, and we are on lockdown, so books probably after 5. I've had quite a busy day doing other things, but this morning I woke up and I read, and I finally finished, or I managed to finish, My Sister the Serial Killer by Oinkan Braithwaite. I think that's how you say her name. It was a lovely read. It was a breeze. It was a fast read. It was quite fast paced. It had short chapters, which made it even easier. I love books with short chapters, so I really enjoyed that. So that book is done, and it was quick, and I'm so happy that at least I'll manage to read 2 books this week at the very least. So if you know anything about my reading goals, I was meant to be on 9 books at the very least, according to my planning, at the end of March. I am currently on book 8, so I have picked up The Handmaid's Tale, and I am on page 24, which is the beginning of chapter 3. And I've watched the series, guys, right? And I've watched the full series, all 3 seasons, and I loved it to bits. Fine, things were wobbly there by season 3, but it wasn't something that would deter me from finishing the series. So after watching the series, I was very skeptical about buying this book in the first place. I also got this book from Reader's Warehouse, by the way, as did My Sister the Serial Killer. I also got it from Reader's Warehouse. The Handmaid's Tale was going for $165, which was a no-brainer when I saw it, because I knew that it was a classic and I wanted to get it because I really enjoyed the series. So now the problem was, I really felt like I wouldn't give this book justice or enjoy it as much as I would have had I not watched the series. But let me tell you something. I even posted on my Twitter, I think, that, listen, Margaret's writing is divine. Divine. She writes in such a captivating manner that you, even though you know the characters, I already know the Marthas, I already know Aunt Lydia, I already know June, I already know Rita. Do you understand? I know what's gonna happen here because I've watched 3 seasons of the series, but there is something so enchanting about the way that Margaret writes that I am in for a treat. I did complain to you guys, and I'm still complaining, that the writing is quite fine. And if I'm on page 23, I've still got a lot to go. The book itself ends on page 309. I'm gonna push for 109 pages so that at least I have 200 pages left of the book to carry me throughout the week, if perchance, because this does seem so brilliant, I finish it before the week is up. I will pick up the 5th book in the Harry Potter series. I've already started it. I think I showed it to you guys somewhere, even if it's on Instagram, and that's The Order of the Phoenix, and I will continue reading that because I am still on a mission to finish the series. So I will hold that. And if I must confess, unfinished books give me anxiety, especially if it's books that I'm not DNFing. I don't like having books by my bedside that I haven't completed yet. I have started, so I try to have that at a very bare minimum. So that's the one book that's on my bedside that I haven't finished. The other one is The 5 AM Club by Robin Sharma. Why would I say Sharma? And that I wanted to read in the mornings at 5 AM when I try and put into effect what he calls the factory hour, from the little that I know, because I am not yet there in the book. But I think for the past 2 to 3 weeks I haven't been doing any 5 AM routines, and I am kind of taking those 21 days to rest in between wherever I feel the need to rest. That's what I'm trying to do. So it has basically fallen on the wayside, but if I can pick up Order of the Phoenix, whether it's gonna be in April or still this month or in between, I don't know, but I definitely think that I will read this within the month. It's the 28th today. I've got 3 days left. I'm hoping to finish this in 3 days time, and it will make 7 the number of books I've read this month, which is probably the most that I've read ever in one single month. So I'm very happy. If I get to finish this, I'll be elated. And I'm glad I actually picked up these 2 books. You know, when you look at a pile of books that you need to read and certain books just call to you, I just think that it was the mood, the season, and everything was just aligned for me to pick up My Sister the Serial Killer and The Handmaid's Tale. So I am having fun, to say the very least. I am really having fun. So I thought I'd check in, because I haven't checked in today, and let you know that I finished My Sister the Serial Killer and I have started Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, and I'm on page 24 and I'm thoroughly having fun. By the way, I gave My Sister the Serial Killer 4 out of 5. I'll do a review on that on the channel for you to realize or see what I liked and what I didn't like. The review will probably be also going on to my podcast, Turning Pages. If you do not yet follow my podcast, please take a moment to search for me on all your on your podcast directory of choice. I should be there. It's called Turning Pages, and you will see my beautiful face on the cover and you will know that it's me. Please press the subscribe button when you do find me, wherever you find me. Other than that, probably gonna check in with you guys before I go to bed. I meant to check in with you guys yesterday, but I got too comfortable in my bed and I couldn't get out to tell you the final on my thoughts for the day, but nothing would have changed. Still the same old. So today was quite productive. I'm very happy, and I thought I'd check in and let you know that it was a good day. Little reading, but good overall, and content will be coming as frequently as usual, even more frequently actually. Yeah, my only concern is I didn't update you guys about my fibre. I'm expecting it on Tuesday. That's my only concern, but we shall see how that goes. I felt all the emotions I can feel over that. Now I'm just, sorry, my root and not my fibre. Now I'm just on some, okay, whatever will be, and what I can do in the meantime, let I do. I have had a dismal reading week, if I'm being honest. Let me pick up my book and let you know how far I went. So I only got to 62 pages of The Handmaid's Tale, and that's not because the book isn't good. It's only because 2 things happened. It was a very hectic and demanding work week for me, very hectic and demanding. And the second thing is that I got my fibre finally, actually my router finally, and so I allowed myself an opportunity to binge in the evening. So instead of reading, I've been binging on some series. I was watching You. I didn't know that I was gonna be so hooked on that series. Have you guys watched it? But I don't know if I can get past season 1. I'm trying. I don't know why I'm trying, but then yeah, so that's consumed a lot of my time. Yesterday I tried to watch some kind of movie, and to be honest, it's been good for me. I've needed a bit of a different I won't say obsession in a sense, but I needed something different in terms of my routine, and I think that really has helped, and I have no regrets, even though I know that I've got my work cut out for me, because by now you should have seen my April TBR. I've got a lot to get through, but yeah, so this week I've just been relaxed, and besides that, I didn't start the month on the kind of footing that I wanted to in terms of my content preps. I've got content, it's done, it's just the editing process, and I don't like to put up stuff on my platforms just for the sake of putting it up, even though sometimes if there's nothing else that can be done about a certain thing, like last month I had the blurry video that I probably am still beating myself up about, but I try by all means to not do anything of that nature on my platforms. So I've got content waiting to be edited for all my platforms, including my social media, but this was not the week. So without me rambling, this is I'm in such a good mood. I don't know, because I've knocked off, but I knocked off a bit late today because it is after, it's nearly 6 o'clock, but for some reason I'm in a very happy mood. Anyway, this is me. This is the end of the vlog. I am hanging my head in utter shame, but these things happen, and I'll see you on the other side of this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and as usual, I love you very, very much. Bye now. Okay guys, I really hope I'm focused, because I've been trying to focus for the past few seconds and I'm not sure what the hell's going on. Welcome to another weekly vlog. So after last week's disaster, I have no promises for the week ahead. I finally got my router for my Wi-Fi, and I've been binging on Netflix every night since then, and I think this weekend will not really be that different. Aside from fixing up my content, I will be Netflixing, and then I think that 7-day period will be enough for me to have gotten it out of my system. So then I'll have to learn how to balance my faves in terms of series against what I need to do, which is reading. So that's that, and tonight I don't think I'll read any further. I'm still on page 60 something of Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. It's going so good so far, so it's not for lack of interest, but it is the fact that we've only got so much time in the day, and it seems like I am leaning more towards Netflix than books lately, or this past week, for obvious reasons, or for reasons already stated. So I'm indulging myself. It's the least I can do during these times. So I watched season 1 of You. I found it very interesting. I finished it quite quickly, and then for some reason I couldn't get into season 2. I don't know if you guys who have watched it have felt the same, but I just didn't really get into season 2. I'm giving it a break for now. I am continuing with I'm continuing with How to Get Away with Murder. I tried to watch Jane the Virgin or something like that, but for some reason I couldn't get into it. I don't know why, and I don't think that it's a bad show at all. I just think that I wasn't in the right mood for it. So anyway, I'm watching How to Get Away with Murder. I understand that the final season will be out sometime this year. That's season 6, which will be the last season. So I'm currently midway through season 3, and most of it is kind of a recap, because I watched it a long time ago, like especially the first 2 seasons, but I dropped, as with most things, it fell by the wayside, as with most series that I've watched, and I'm enjoying actually picking up series that I loved and never completed. So I think that's gonna be the season I'm in the whole year, is to be picking up old series. And obviously if one series is being spoken about a lot, then I'll try and see if it's my taste, but mainly I'll go back to old favorites and try and finish those. So that's what I plan to be doing tonight. It's quite a cold night or evening, because it's past 5 o'clock I think, but other than that I've got no plans. I'm gonna I'm going to watch series in bed, cozy up, and enjoy. So I will try and vlog the whole week to this week, or at least give you updates or show you what I'm up to. I don't predict that it will be a good reading weekend, but like I said, I'm not gonna beat myself up over that. It is mainly, the plans for entertainment are mainly Netflix and more Netflix, and hopefully in between there will be reading.